Skumma Gasgoose and whatnot. It's your boy, your favorite fellow mellow, the raging sun, the blazing sun, right back. Shout out to everybody, let me get right, let me get straight. On this beautiful new moon, man. That's right, you heard it right, man. We have a new moon in the goddamn sky, man. And, of course, it's in Scorpio, which means everybody is out on their feet for the negative or the positive. It's goddamn Halloween today, man. Motherfuckers are acting crazy. But that we have a new moon in the sky, ladies and gentlemen. We have a moon in the sky, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, if you don't know astrology, I don't blame you, man, because astrology is like it's poorly taught to the masses. It's extremely poorly taught. Period. It's like there's no wonder why nobody's into astrology. Because first of all, it's condemned. Second of all, it's poorly taught. Like, if I see a regular ass astrologer on YouTube, I understand why people think like, damn, that doesn't even make any sense, man. Because just like it just so happens that humans like to understand things. Duh, top 10 statements. And you cannot necessarily understand things if the teacher is a poor teacher. But in all actuality, that's kind of faulty. Because astrology is like something which is based on life. Based on life. It is life. It's not based on life. It is life. You know what I'm saying? And some shit like that is not necessarily something you need to learn. You just live in it. You goddamn live in it. There is no choice but to understand or like but to live up under the transits. Whether you claim you're into astrology or you don't claim you're into astrology, you still experience the influence of the sun in the sky and the moon in the sky. So I don't know who you're fooling, but you're just fooling yourself, man. Saying some shit like that is pseudo. Because let's just look into the nature of astrology. This is up for debate. I love to debate. I'm not somebody who shies away from a debate, quite the opposite. Sometimes I'm seeking debates. Because debates toughen up your understanding. Whether you're right or you're wrong, you still learn something. Even if you're wrong, a debate has no losers. Let me repeat, a debate has no losers. A debate is the only fight which has no losers because the quote-unquote loser in the debate still learns. Essentially, that person is still winning. And the person who's winning in the that person also wins. It's like a win-win situation for both parties. For the person who's getting their ass beat mentally, and for the person who's like kicking ass. The person kicking ass mentally in a debate is like has now some sort of proof that his knowledge or like her knowledge is supreme, that his or her knowledge is valid in this world, which gives more sturdiness, more stability behind your word, behind your wisdom, you feel me? And on the counter side in a debate, the quote unquote loser, the one who's in the wrong, the one who's actually missing the point of the whole debate, that person, if that person is not egotistical or like too prideful to see that they are clearly wrong, is still winning because life is very enriching in its nature. You always learn something, and learning is like the most fantastic thing in life, and it's the most important thing in life to learn. You cannot stay stupid. Hence, a debate is like beneficial for both parties, quote unquote the loser and the quote unquote winner. It just so happens that debates are like shied away from because nobody likes to be exposed. And that is even like the whole wrong starting point. To look at you being exposed when the other side reigns supreme in a debate. That's not what a debate is all about. A debate is all about understanding each other in the sense of you learning something or you being sure that what you was teaching is actually right. So a debate is like purely egoless. It has nothing to do with like proving your ego, proving your point, etc., etc., etc. A debate is not something which could be like treated like a sport. It's not like an MMA fight. You're not trying to take somebody's soul or something. It's like, of course, it's aggressive in its nature, and of course, it's like attacking and defending in its nature. It's like mental sparring, but that shit is nothing to be embarrassed of. That shit is nothing to like be ashamed of if you like disprove me in a debate. Because ego, pride, and like I don't know, power trips have nothing to do with debate. They're like very wrong things to put into a debate. But that's all different story. What I was talking about? Yeah, I was talking about like the validity of astrology. The validity of astrology cannot be denied because astrology is just merely observing how the sun and the moon is affecting your life. I don't know about y'all, but the sun is affecting my life, and I like to understand how the sun is affecting my life in detail because I like to learn shit. I'm no goddamn fool. I know for a fact that the sun is changing and affecting how I interact in certain seasons, in certain parts of the year, you name it. Okay? It's nothing pseudo. It's nothing wrong. It's nothing fluky. There's no fairy tale about astrology. You feel me? Astrology is like a word which is like very spooky. But in its nature is just understanding how the sun and the moon is having an influence on your life. Because that my environment, right? This environment has a clear, very clear influence on my mind. So one thing we agree on is that external things have an influence on our psyche, whether it's like a room, a goddamn object, or a person. There's no denying in that, you feel me? So what makes you think that something as tremendous like the sun has no influence on your ass when the sun is literally having quote unquote dominion? I know that's kind of religious, like the sun is not like a person which is doing so. But you cannot deny the influence of the sun on your life. You can look into nature. When it's winter, the sun looks different and it produces different results in nature. The ground is freezing, the grass is no longer growing, animals are like retracting. What makes you think that the sun is not doing that? It is! The sun is like having dominion over nature. And once again, like I'm using like weird terminology, like the sun is no conscious being, which is like, oh, you have dominion over nature. Don't look at it from a spooky perspective. Don't look at it like from a goddamn religious perspective. Where the sun is like a thing though. Oh, you have dominion over nature. Yeah, let me raise the grass. Yeah, let me burn down trees. No, the sun is not doing that, okay? Still be realistic. Still have some human goddamn sense in your brain. Still have common sense in your brain. Still have a healthy mind, okay? So don't over exaggerate, okay? Don't over exaggerate. But the essence of my statement is that you cannot deny the influence these big bodies in the sky, or like in our atmosphere to be more specific, have on nature. When something as tremendous like nature is able to be influenced by the quote unquote mere sun, which is like also seamless, which is also neglectable to your life. If some shit like that is having dominion over whole landscapes, over like the whole animal kingdom, over the whole seasonal transit, what makes you think that that thing is not influencing your psyche? Some small things like a spider crawling on your ceiling is having an influence on your psyche. But when it comes to the sun, one of the biggest things in existence in like this human world, oh no, that's something different. That's something different. The sun has influence over my life. Then it's all pseudo, right? But when we talk about the sun, oh no, that's something different. Ooh, that's something different. Man, you're fucking stupid, man. You're fucking stupid in your goddamn brains, man. And I don't know how to help y'all, so I don't even help y'all. I don't even bother trying to help y'all. Tell you the truth, man. I could give a flying fuck about who's doing good and who's doing bad, man. All I care about is doing right for me, and what's right for me is not right for everybody, but I'm at the point in which it's safe to assume that what's right for me is right in existence. Because I'm not necessarily a person. I'm not somebody who thinks. Period. I look at myself as like nothing. I'm just doing what makes the most sense. I'm not operating from like a personal type of POV, from a like personal egotistical bias type of mind frame. You know what I'm saying? But that's all different story. That's all different story. So let's get that out of the way. Y'all know I don't like to talk about astrology, right? Hence, anytime I talk about astrology, I like to prove astrology. To the point, nobody can like clown me for being into astrology because they can't even refute my intellect. They can't even refute my stand on why, or not necessarily why, on how astrology is real. It's not necessarily why, it's how, because it's a real thing. It's not like my opinion. It's not my opinion that astrology is like real. In fact, the word astrology, like the influence of the sun, it can't be denied. That's not my opinion. You feel me? But fuck that shit. Fuck that shit, man. Yeah, no, man, we have to like initiate some fighting energy, some I sting you sting me type of energy. Because the moon is in goddamn Scorpio, man. The moon is in goddamn Scorpio, man. We red as fuck today. We red as a motherfucker today. Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir, man. We red as fuck today, man. We is red like a motherfucker, man. Today, depending where you live, the moon transits Scorpio at around 6 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., around that type, like around evening, right? And when the new moon hits Scorpio, you feel different. You feel new. Because the moon is becoming anew. The moon is just controlling the waters, your internal tides, emotions, so to speak. And with that being in Scorpio, we all feel like we need to be a new type of person when it comes to our insecurities, our lies, our secrets, what we hide, our trauma, what's like the most difficult thing in life to face, like deep, dark, traumatic things which are like a burden. These type of things, like the most intimate type of parts of your being, these type of things are like approached in a whole new way once the moon is diving into Scorpio, depending where you live. But for me, it's already like in zero degree Scorpio, and it's like currently exactly 8 p.m. right now. Scorpio hours, man. Like, synchronicity. Scorpio goddamn hours, man. It's exactly 8 p.m. for me. It's exactly 8 p.m. for me. In the evening. And when it comes to that, I can give y'all a key advice. Something I'm following ever since the sun transited Scorpio. But beyond that, I'm also practicing this. I'm always practicing this, right? Honesty. Being fucking honest. Being real. Being true. Just being honest. It's like the most tremendous thing you could embody as far as like conveying your character, as far as like making a point, conveying a message. Honesty. Honesty is like something which can't be neglected. Honesty is something which is like, oh, it reigns supreme. You could be like a dickhead, but if you're honest about you being a dickhead, if you truly play out your dickhead character, you still get better results than you lying for the sake of being relatable, than you lying for the sake of not being a dickhead. Do you show who you are or do you hide who you are? It's like a story. The new moon is leading towards Taurus, and Taurus is all about putting things to the surface. And we start in the polar opposite, which is Scorpio, hiding things. So the theme always consists of two sides. Scorpio and Taurus, honesty and lies, what's hidden and what can be seen type shit, you feel me? So it's always good to plan in terms of setting yourself up. So when the full moon hits in Taurus, you're straight. So always look for the long run. Always look for where things are leading. And where things are leading, it's leading into the goddamn Taurus space. Into the goddamn Taurus full moon. But before we even get ahead of ourselves, let's just dive into the new moon. Let's just start into the new moon. Shall we? Let's just stay where we at, okay? Let's just know our place. Let us sit our asses down and stay where the fuck we at, man. And right now, we in goddamn Scorpio. In Scorpio. Goddamn snakish ass motherfuckers in Scorpio. Goddamn Scorpio. With that being said, let's move away from astrology and let's just talk more about life. Let's just talk more about goddamn energies. More what's really real. Beyond certain labels, beyond certain terms, beyond certain words, which could be like misleading, like astrology. Let me get straight. Let me get straight, man. Yes, yeah. Whoa, what the fuck? Something just fell down. What the fuck? Hey! I know what fell down. What the fuck? I spoke it into existence. I spoke it into existence, man. Oh my Lord, G. Oh my God. Oh my God. Stay where you at, Ross. And I was teasing this in the beginning. Honesty, ladies and gentlemen. Honesty. Being fucking honest is a big part of the theme of rebirth. Because Birth is the starting point, obviously. The top 10 statements. Top 10 statements, okay? So let me get more profound. Birth is the starting point. It's the starting point to your subjective experience. And the most important thing about the process is the starting point. The single most important thing is how you start. Your first day at job feels so because it's the most important. Your first date is so important because it's the most goddamn important thing in your goddamn relationship. You feel me? The start is the most important thing. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Keep that shit in mind, man. As I'm unwrapping my goddamn candy, man. And it keeps on falling down. What the fuck? Let me do this right here. Let me do this right here. Let me do this right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Honesty is the most important thing when it comes to you, when it comes to starting a process, when it comes to initiating birth, when it comes to putting something into existence beyond physical children, beyond you giving somebody back shots, and now you have a bastard child. Where's my daddy? Nobody knows. He ran away. Type shit. Beyond you putting bastard children in this world. The most important thing about initiating something is the beginning. And you cannot mess up when things are beginning. You just fucking can't. You can't, ladies and gentlemen, you can't. Because how something starts is setting the theme into the later process. When you start on a weird note, the process will continue on, carrying that weird note. You feel me? So it's very, 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 very important on how you start things. And this is the energy we all are exposed to. How things are starting, how things are beginning, how things are like birthed in the first place. We're dealing with Mars, we're dealing with Scorpio. You feel me? We are dealing with Mars and Scorpio. And that is the single most important thing when it comes to initiating something. Is to be honest. Is to show you true motive. Is to show you true hand. You get it? No matter how scary it feels, no matter how weird, how uncomfortable you might feel when it comes to revealing yourself to the surface, I guarantee those feelings are always misleading. Goddamn, this candy is so chewy and so sticky. I shouldn't have brought this out here. I regret it. I goddamn regret it. Man, what the fuck? I don't even like chocolate. It's like some toffee type shit. I don't even like caramel and like chocolate and whatnot. But to be honest, it's a hard thing. Human. It's crazily hard to be honest in this world. Because think about yourself. Think about your childhood. If you claim to be like enlightened right now, think of a past version of yourself. And portray that vision clearly in front of your head. Have clarity of vision when it comes to that old self of yours. When it comes to honesty, when it comes to revealing yourself, towards revealing yourself, there is always some sort of vulnerability. Like, I shouldn't do this type of feeling. Damn, is this really safe? Keyword, your safety is like put away from your feet. Because this is like the Scorpio archetype. Once you're truly honest, once you're truly expose what's inside of you, and inside of me is a beautiful rose, so I'm beautiful, I have no issues exposing myself, you feel me? You feel me? You feel me? You feel me? Yeah, you feel me? But when it comes to revealing yourself, when it comes to Scorpio, when it comes to being honest, the moon is falling. Your safety is like, it's dead, it's gone, it's finished. So when your safety is gone, when your moon is falling, once you're honest, once you open up, you have no guarantee when it comes to knowing. Was this the right thing? Was this really the right move to do? There is no guarantee and honesty that what you're doing is actually valid, that what you're doing is actually safe. And this is like tricky, so like a gambler. Show to Tunnel Vision. Tunnel Vision said, in the dark. Right. Absolutely. And this is exactly what I was talking about. It's always about the first step, what's in the dark, when you reveal what's in the dark. You have to truly stand behind what's in the dark. And a lot of people have issues being honest and being real. You feel me? When it comes to being honest and being real, aka by a lot of people have a big issue with it. I'm kind of retarded. I have to just multitask. I'm fucking retarded. Okay, enough multitasking. People fear revealing themselves because they don't like themselves. As stupid and ridiculous as it sounds, man. They merely don't like themselves. Hence, they have big troubles revealing themselves. 1 plus 1 equals 2 type of knowledge. If you don't like yourself, you have a problem revealing yourself. But it's not something which is apparent that you don't like yourself. It's something which is buried underneath. You get it? It's like buried all so deep in your whole being. You don't even know that you don't like yourself because you're so distracted with things you make important. Such as, I don't know, running for entertainment, running after girls, chasing STDs, winning the jerk-off Olympics, getting your mind fucked by TV, you name it, you name it, you name it, you name it. You feel me? You make these things so important to the point that you yourself, you cannot see yourself, you're buried underneath. And what's on top of you, what's giving you the goddamn backshots, is something which is not valuable. You're like the inverted star. Now your Taurus energies are all fucked up too, by having weird Scorpio energies. It's like weird how life works. If you lack one energy, the opposite energy will also be fucked up. If you're insecure about your Scorpio space, your Taurus space will also be fucked up. If you don't like your truest core, your truest motive, your truest self, because I like to look at Scorpio like the truest self, the most accurate description of who you are, like your 8th house in nature, what's truly within you. If that is fucked up, if you have a problem dealing with that energy, on the flip side, your Taurus energies will be fucked up. You will have no foundation, no security, no stability, and most importantly, no self-esteem. You feel me? Tunnel Vision said they replay fears of exile in the mind based on their own shortcoming to self-judgment. You just said that, left from yourself. Yeah. It's really, really crazy. And the exile part, the goddamn exile part, is a big thing. It's like ghosting, like suppressing. Hence, Sagittarius is right next to Scorpio, because you're suppressing things and you're leaving them. Once you suppress something, you're like somebody's father from the hood. You're leaving. You're running away like goddamn lightning bolt called Sagittarius, man. Because a Sagittarius understands this, and I know you understand this, and I know I understand that shit. Because what's right next to your insecurity you bury underneath is you're leaving, you're trying to expand, you're trying to escape out of that insecurity, you feel me? You also said I keep hearing you say Scorpio as sculpture, and it's applicable. Yeah, sort of. My goddamn accent created a goddamn synchronicity, man. Sculpture, Scorpio, man, same shit, man. Because one thing about Scorpio is how you build yourself. It's your whole foundation. It is like your third leg, no homo pause, man. It's like, no, literally, it is like your third leg. It's something you stand on, something you founded yourself with. It's like your dick or something. You dropping your dick in whatever hole you try to fulfill, beyond like some pussy or something. It's like your third leg for a reason. Oh my fucking god, man, it's fucking juicy, man. Man, shout you out, man. Sagittarian energy, Sagittarian influence, man. Big realizations, man. Shout you out, man. It's like your third leg, man. It's something you stand on. That Scorpio energy. And what you stand on is initially, or like essentially, foundating your whole life. You feel me? But as we were saying, me and Tunnel Vision, as we were saying, this is not something apparent. It's not something, oh, okay, I'm doing this. Oh, okay, this is where I was fucking up. Oh, okay, this is where I was like messing up. No. Sometimes it takes you 10 years of experiences to realize that you was running away from something the whole time. That one insecurity was still inside of you the whole time. It's like something which is luring in the dark. And its sextile Virgo in this degree makes perfect sense. Because the sextile to Virgo is like linked to details. And sometimes you can't see every detail. You cannot see everything if you focus on one detail. And the Scorpio energy is like hiding for a reason. It's hiding for a reason. It's like sneaky for a reason. It's like hidden between details. You will focus on one detail and you're like missing the other detail, if it makes sense for you. But anyways, my guys and my girls and my whatnot. my one. If y'all want, drop y'all houses and I'll give y'all like some quick insights about your Scorpio type of influences happening during this new moon. But enough of that. Enough of that. One thing I was noticing, one thing I was like privy to today is phoniness. Not my phoniness. Phoniness. Fnyoniness. More like surface level shit. Today, I was thinking, every time I don't like somebody teaching, I wasn't enjoying somebody teaching, was because of their persona. To be more specific, of their surface level persona. Because surface level things are extremely unattractive, are extremely repelling. At least to somebody who's actually sounding that. I don't like surface level shit, man. Not surface level. Not necessarily like in the sense of like knowledge. Surface level in the sense of their character. They don't having any essence. They don't have any juice behind them. This is what's like kinda unattractive to me when it comes to enjoying content. Because y'all know these people on TikTok. When you scroll like on TikTok and you see somebody preaching. But they preaching is so artificial. It's so surface level. It's so fabritized. It's like fabric made. It's weird. It's very weird with like people. The whole character is like so surface level, so unoriginal, to the point you don't bother to listen, even if they're telling something true, even if they're telling something which is right. At least I don't give a fuck. At least I don't, man. I severely don't. I was thinking in school, my favorite teachers, they weren't the most sophisticated, but they had the most character. And simple shit in school, some simple shit like that, man. Like observing the character of a teacher made me realize something. It's not necessarily all about what you're saying. It's how you're conveying it. I know you probably heard this before like 10,000 times. But I feel like this is not current in these type of transits, these type of times. We see beneath the surface. Even the most retarded of us sees beneath the surface. Maybe for retarded reasons, but everybody sees beneath the surface. For right now, at least. For the next couple of like 25 days or so. And with that type of energy, with that type of mind state, we see why things ain't attractive. We see why things ain't stable. It's because of a person, how they're conveying themselves is not necessarily attractive all the time and beyond some sexual type of shit. I'm purely talking about teachers right here. I don't give a fuck about your surface level information. I don't give a fuck about your surface level as character. Because surface level shit, it screams unoriginality. It's like the Taurus archetype. God damn it, this video is way too astrological. I will never do this shit again in my whole life, man. It's like the Taurus archetype. It's like the Taurus archetype. Originality falls when you're too artificial, when you're too surface level, too dry, when you're too boring. Once you're too dry, once you're too boring, once you're too, I don't know, I guess like lame as fuck, man. Your originality falls by default. Your originality is like gone. It's dead and gone. It's dry. It's out of the window. It's out of question. It's like somewhere beneath the heavens or so. Somewhere beneath heaven and hell or so. It's gone. It's nowhere to be found type shit. It's nowhere to be found, man. It's nowhere to be found. And this is one thing people are missing. They're like nerds in the brain. Like goddamn nerds in the brain. Like hive minds. They think they can just virtue signal online, neglect their character and misfortune and facism. Something we all adore. It's the one thing we're dying for. Man, Tupac was right, man. Tupac was right, man. All the way, man. He was right all the way, man. People think just being an imposter of a certain energy is bringing you fruits. But it fucking ain't, man. Virtue signaling is not enough in this world. Stealing information is not enough in this world. Just being some sort of surface level product is not enough in this world. AKA, yeah, you might obtain the left brain type of skill, but do you have any juice behind it? Do you have any originality behind it? Can we recognize your expression behind it type shit? And that's partly because of my artistic bias. Not artistic, okay? Don't get it twisted. It's partly of my artistic bias. I don't have autism, I'm far from it. just don't get it twisted, don't get it twisted. It's partly artistic bias. My goddamn autistic bias is not entertained by people, period. Because people can't grasp the concept of being somebody for some strange reason. Like, nobody understands the concept of being somebody. What the fuck? I don't know what it is. But it's some stupid shit. I know so much, man. I know so much, man. I know so much, man. It's some stupid shit. Some stupid ass shit. To the point, people think it's enough to put on the surface level face and to just rejoice and boast in the surface level type of face. And now you expect fortune, fame, bitches, getting a dick truck, you name it, man, you name it. But it doesn't work that way, whatsoever. Doesn't work that way. Yeah, no, I'm saying it doesn't work that way. We don't give a fuck about your surface level as information. Your surface level as information is something we don't give a flying fuck about. Because just repeating something which you heard on another person's Instagram read account is not something attractive. It may sound appealing in the internet world, but it doesn't go no further than the internet world. Because people live for this shit. Oh yeah, new trend. Oh my god, new knowledge, new proverbs. Let me apply it. Let me put it on my character. Let me put it on my spaceship. Let me put it on my state of being. Yeah, now I am that person too. Yeah, I'm now that character too, type shit. Shit like that only works in the internet. Because the internet is like a second world. It's not real. It's not something you see in reality. People who live for the internet are very easy to spot. In real life interactions, they're isolated because they can't wait to get out their phone and then start to live for their goddamn pixels. It's very easy to see somebody who's lost into living for the internet. They just have no interest in social interactions. They merely just run away from social interactions, so they have more time to put out their phone, and now they can live their life again, quote unquote. Is that crazy? Hence, we all say somebody who's on their phone all day doesn't have any social skills. And it's true, because you don't bother about connecting in the real world. You don't bother trying to practice what you preach in the real world. You would much rather neglect everybody, flip out your phone, and know you're that cool person. Know you're that expressive person. Know you're all funny. Know you're all this, that, and the third, man. But when it comes to real life, nobody knows you for shit. Because then, you act really dry. You act really distant. Because your care is somewhere else. Anytime somebody acts like detached, dry, careless, it is because their care is somewhere different. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. And don't get it twisted. Do not get it twisted, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted. Anytime somebody is careless, it means, I meant to say like more separate. Anytime somebody's more quiet, more distant, less involved, that means that person has their cup somewhere else. The waters are flowing somewhere else. Not in your cup. Damn sure not in your cup. You can see that shit on females. Like girls play out this character. By nature, they have no choice but to play this character. They might stay around physically, but mentally, with the emotions, they're far gone. Far gone. Because their mind is already somewhere different. Their heart cares for something, or Lord forbid, and damn sure care about. So don't get it twisted. Anytime you see somebody not giving a fuck about you, what? Take the word about. Take it as is. They don't give a fuck about you. So they care about something else. So now, you prevent being fool. Now, you prevent you doing too much. Because everybody has the right to care about something. And who said you're so important? Oh, but care about me. You're only supposed to care about me. Yeah. Please come back. Oh my God. Please still care about me. Man, you ain't that important. I don't know who you claim to be, but you're just not that important. People have every right in the world to care about things they like to care about. And if they don't care about things you care about, why on earth do you develop a mindset of making it personal? The audacity of people's egos out of this world. That's wild as fuck, man. Wild as fuck, man. I think that's some society shit in which people feel more important than what they truly are, man. It has to be some society as bullshit, man. It has to be. I can't explain it otherwise, man. And I'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a second. Okay, Rich, wait. So yeah, man. Don't get it twisted. Just don't get it twisted, man. But who gives a damn about all that shit in the first place, man? Just fuck that whole shit, man. Fuck people in their ego and fuck what though, man? Who gives a flying fuck, man? I don't give a fuck, man. Flying fucks, man. I don't. I seriously don't. What you care about is also one big thing in this new transit right here. Because the moon is falling. You have to detach from certain things. You shouldn't even give a whole damn about shit, man. Just disconnect. Just fucking disconnect from certain practices. But yeah, guys, I think I would dip now. Enough has been said, enough has been freestyled. This is a new birth, a whole new circumstance, a whole new situation. Make sure your starting point is right, and make sure the beginning stage is right. Because if you mess up the beginning, if you mess up this new moon, the next transit will be fucked up. The next transit will be fucked up. The next transit will be fucked up. You name it, man. You fucking name it. With that being said, your favorite fellow Melo signing out. This has been my quick live stream about the goddamn Sninion pure energy. With that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I hope I can. And take care, y'all. Take care of yourselves. And don't mess up this transit. Just don't. Bye bye. See you guys.